Hey guys, okay, so I realized that I was recording and I realized I didn't have a setting turned on because I'm recording through Twitch just to be able to get my clips on Xbox a little bit more higher quality and stuff like that, and with the microphone that I have. Using Twitch to stream and then export, and I realized that my clip didn't get saved because of a setting that I didn't have turned on. So my whole video was just a scratch. So now I'm back at it, making a video again. But this will make it a little bit easier for me to kind of um, manage what a little bit better on how I should go about this video. So basically, what I really wanted to get into was just the overall money making aspect of Fish at the moment. I have played this game for a bit. I have almost 120 hours in this game. I know to some people that might seem like very little, and to some people that might seem like a lot more than your average person. But yeah, so not a super expert player at this game, especially with the mini game. I'm not the best at the mini game, but I will try my best just to be able to show y'all everything you might need in order to help you make the most amount of money possible while playing this game. As you guys know, let me just turn on the volume so you guys can oh, that's loud. Okay. So basically, if you've been keeping up with the new updates, this past update, very recent update, had completely nerfed the economy. So meaning, of course, some people thought it was a huge drastic change, and I could see why. But technically, your money is worth the same. So if you had 100 million, 200 million dollars saved up before the update, you honestly are in a pretty good situation because it's not so much that your money lost its value; it's that the value of stuff just kind of rebalanced so that they weren't as high of numbers. But of course, then came the aspect of aquariums. Everybody was hating on that the aquariums weren't making as much as they should have been, as they were making before. Which of course makes sense, just because fish prices went down because of the way they were trying to rebalance how money is made and how much money people are making. So with that being the case, people stopped being able to rely on aquariums at very highly rely on the aquariums. People still have really good fishes that give them good aquarium value, but some people that's a little bit harder, and some people started going back to just basic old fishing and grinding. And we used to use these spots in what's it called, the Turpin Island. So for the past 2 days, I would assume, or 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 days ago, the go-to spot was the cultist lair in Turpin Islands. If you guys don't know how to get there, I will quickly show you. So I'll quickly show you just how to get to Turpin Island. It's very straightforward. It's pretty easy. Once you get over here, you'll go to where the front of the island is. You'll come to the back part, and if you just kind of drive around real quick, you'll find this really big green text. You can't miss it. And you'll pretty much just talk to this guy. He'll kind of just tell you something. And so, as you can see there, it coordinates that only appears on foggy nights. So the only way you can get this guy to give you, or to give you access to where you need to go, you need it to be nighttime and foggy, and that will give you access to this area over here. I'll quickly show you. We'll quickly get around here. And once you're wrapped around, you'll find this little place right behind these two pine trees. Oh, don't mind me, I had to slow down there for a bit. But yeah, right behind these two pine trees, you'll find this little passageway. You're going down this passageway, and this place will be closed if you don't talk to the guy on a foggy night. But once you talk to him on a foggy night, it'll kind of show this little black opening here. You kind of go through here, and you'll be here at the cultist lair. Now be careful with these two guards that are right here. If you get within their like line of sight, I would assume, um, they pretty much just like make you respawn at the beginning there. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's kind of just annoying every once in a while. And here is where we were making a lot of the money beforehand. I mean, I don't have a lot of money compared to some other people. I don't grind the game or I don't grind the game as much, and I don't grind for hours on end. At least not for money, unless I'm trying to unlock stuff. But you would basically fish in this area to grab the because there's only one sort of exotic fish here. And let's go to cultist lair. Here it is. So in the cultist lair, there's only one exotic fish that you can fish up here, and that is the Key of Whispers. So this is the only exotic you will get in this little area right here, the Key of Whispers. And you would make so much money if you were in a server that popped a rainbow totem, or maybe you have a rainbow totem that you can use. You would come down here, and popping the rainbow totem will allow you to pretty much catch the exotic fish very frequently. Like pretty much every single catch was an exotic, was the key, and that key could net you base value at about 15 to 10,000, just normal value, or I think, or maybe like in the 8,000s. I'm not too sure. And then, of course, if you have a good fishing rod with a good mutation, like for me, I use the Ruinous Oath. The Ruinous Oath gives you that 9 times mutation for a perfect catch, so it's very good with the mutation. So it gives you a huge buff on the money making. You could use a rod like this. You could use a rod like the Evil Pitchfork right here. It gives you that huge size buff, and a chance at the mutation of either Evil or Siren Spite. And you could make a lot of money that way too. Or if you don't have access to those two rods at the moment yet, and you can use the Luminescent Oath, which is the one that I would recommend for people that still haven't um, unlocked any of the other later game rods. Luminescent Oath is a very easy rod to obtain. If we head to the Luminescent Cavern real quick, I'm sure a lot of you probably know how to get here right now or have already unlocked this place, but if you don't, you can always just go on a YouTube video after watching this video. It won't be a very long video. You can always go straight to the YouTube videos, or just go to YouTube and search up how to enter the Luminescent Cavern, and they'll show you a quick explanation of how to get here, so it won't be very hard. But once you are here in the Luminescent Cavern, you want to make your way just over here where the entrance is at. You just want to come straight this way. Keep going straight. And then you'll see this little crimson. There'll be like a little red, like a big red door in this front area right here. And you just make a left here and go all the way to the left side where this big glowing mushroom is at. You'll find the Luminescent Oath here. Now I already own it, so it won't tell me anything, but if you click on it, and I think you need to be level 500, if I'm not mistaken. I think you need to be level 500. But if you're level 500 and have a million coins or $1 million, the only way to unlock this rod is you just need to complete the bestiary here, which is very easy. It's not a super hard um, bestiary to complete. Go to Luminescent Cavern. As you can see, there's only one exotic, and the rest of them are these guys. This one can be a little bit of a pain because you need to use crab cages to catch it. But again, it's not very hard. It could take a little time, um, but it's not very how's it called? Like, it's not very like tiresome because you're not really doing much. You're just waiting for the crab cage to spawn. I mean to spawn the fish in. And then of course, while you're waiting for this one to be caught in the crab cages, you can start working on catching these ones back here. And these ones are kind of just catch through, just fishing here normally. The only one that you can't fish normally in the Luminescent Cavern is the golden blue, the colossal blue dragon. The only way you can get the colossal blue dragon, once you're down here, you can use your fish radar. Enable your fish radar. When the colossal dragon is spawned in, it will be right here in this little area. You'll turn on your fish radar and it'll tell you like a little zone where you can fish it up. But it's an event. It happens. The easiest way to get it to spawn in is just spamming sundial turtles. Spam them over and over and over again until it finally pops up. Or you could always server hop. Server hop and go in and out of servers so you can hopefully get one that already has the colossal dragon spawned in. And all you need to do is just catch all those fish. Once you catch all those fish and complete the bestiary, you will then unlock the ability to purchase the luminescent oath rod. A very great rod. I mean, you have the 9x mutation if you get a perfect catch with this rod. If you don't get a perfect catch, you have a 50% chance of the mutation luminescent, which will be a 6.5 times buff. And then you have it has chances of using slashes. I'll quickly show you guys here while I'm using the rod. Let's see. So this is basically how the rod works. So as you're keeping it in the perfect catch, the control bar decreases until it gets to the smallest that it can. And if you get the perfect catch, you will get this mastered mutation, which goes for 9 times value. But of course, I'll show you right here. If you don't get the perfect catch, let's say you're getting this fish, but it just kind of slips away from you, and you kind of mess up. If you get out of the zone, it will go back to regular. You won't get. You'll still get your progress speed buff that you get from this rod. I think this rod gets this progress speed buff. But you just won't be able to get the mastered mutation 100% or any mutation for 100%, and you won't get the faster real in speed. But other than that, it's a very great rod. I mean, if you're very good at the minigame, it's super helpful just because of the 9x mutation for getting the perfect catch. Makes making money so much easier. Of course, if you're not very good at the minigame, the little fishing minigame, I would suggest running, like me, running Mystical or Resilience if you don't have Exalted Relics. Just because it gives you more resilience. The fish isn't moving around as much. And then you can also, and then I would suggest if you have Cosmic Relics to use, try to get Sea Print on it to get that extra 15% buff on your fishes. The 50% weight buff, very useful. It can get you a little bit of more extra money on the side, or a little bit more extra money for your fish per catch. So it's also very useful. So I would suggest using the luminescent oath rod. It's a little hard to get there, especially if you're still on the lower levels. If you're not close to the 500 level mark yet, I don't think you can unlock it. Let me just double check just to be sure. If you guys ever need help, just search up the Fisch wiki. It's super useful. It literally just has all the information that you would need for this game on there. But of course, some people have a little bit easier when someone guides them through it, so they watch YouTube videos. So that's why I'm just trying here to help a little bit. So Luminescent Oath Rod can only be obtained if you are level 500 and complete the 100% bestiary in Luminescent Cavern. So it has a little bit of a requirement, but it is not bad at all. It is very, very simple, very straightforward. It could take a little bit of time for sure, but you can definitely get there within a couple of hours of gameplay if you're already level 500. If you're not level 500, of course, you're going to spend more time just trying to get that level up. I would suggest getting the the Great Rod of Oscar, not the Clever. The Great Rod of Oscar is a very good rod for farming XP. You can use, I would suggest using Clever, and if you have Cosmic Relics, putting Wise on this as a Cosmic enchant, just to get even more of a buff. And of course, if you have the money to spend, I would suggest going to the game passes and buying your double XP. It's not super expensive. Of course, it's only for people that have money. You don't have to spend money in the game. It's not necessary. But if you just want to make your grind a little bit easier, you can go that way, that route. and just to help you grind a little bit faster. And you'll basically, my suggestion would be going to Carrot Garden in Mushgrove Swamp. We can kind of head that way real quick just so I can show you how to get there. There's no requirements, it's pretty easy to get there. Just let me spawn in the boat and head that way. So basically, once you're on your boat, if you're on Moosewood, you'll just wrap around to the back part. And once you're here, you should see Mushgrove Swamp spawned in. So it'll be right here. And then basically, once you get here, you'll just come in right here. You'll find the Carrot Garden towards the back part. So if you just keep going straight to the very right side, hugging pretty much the wall, you'll find this little spot eventually. It's a little like entrance with some mushrooms around it. It's not super hard to spot. It's behind this little big tree. If it's hard for you to remember, just go until you find this boat. And then once you find the boat, just go to your right of it. You'll see a little carrot here. And it'll take you, once you get here, you press X to crawl underneath it, and you will respawn in here to your Carrot Garden. And this place is amazing for XP. Let me see if I can just show you how helpful it could be. So right here I have a mythical fish, you're not gonna give me insane XP, but as you can see, I get 23,000 XP off of that one fish. Very good, of course. And then if you get a perfect catch, you will get, I think it's double the XP that you're supposed to get. So it's very recommended to try to get the perfect catch as much as you can, just to speed the process up of leveling up more. But of course, not getting the perfect catch isn't the end of the world. It's not the craziest thing. You will still be getting levels, just not as much. But of course, running this with the the Great Rod of Oscar, and Clever and Wise, you will be making so much XP here in this little area. Let me see if I can get the exotic just so you can see how much XP you get for a exotic fish. I think the exotic fish here is the carrot shark. It's not super uncommon. Usually if you pop an Aurora, it will make you money. It will pop up a lot of the times. There it is. So here it is. This is your exotic. Again, not a super hard fish to catch. The Great Rod of Oscar has pretty good stats. Nothing insane. Has pretty high luck and pretty high lure speed. Resilience I think is at about 20%. But as you can see, just off of one exotic perfect catch, you can get almost 2 levels. And even though I'm level 772, as you can see, I was still able to level up almost twice off of that one fish. So for you guys still being earlier into the game, maybe at level 200, 300, this can be very helpful for making XP. I made the mistake of using Castaway for most of my XP grinding until like about level 480. Around level 480, I realized I did some research and I saw on the wiki that Carrot Garden was one of the best places for XP. So I started fishing here and my XP started skyrocketing. I made it to level 500 within a couple of hours, and then I stopped grinding some XP for a bit to just work on getting rods. Then I came back here when I needed to unlock the Ruinous Oath because I needed a level 750 for that one. So I went from about 600 something to 750 within a couple hours of just playing. So it's very, very helpful for grinding out XP if you need to get there. So I would definitely suggest going to Carrot Garden. But of course, once you get that 500 XP and the 1 million money that you need for the Luminescent Oath Rod, I would suggest, as I was saying before, the best spot used to be Cultist Lair because you would pop rainbow totems and you would get the Key of Whispers in the Cultist Lair literally every catch pretty much. So that, and with of course the Luminescent Oath Rod with that 9x mutation, and if you're very good at the minigame putting Sea Overlord and Sea Prince, you would be making so much money, like 150 to 130,000 per key. I'm at the Lost Jungle, at the wrong spot. but you would be making so much money just off of those, off of that place. But they have nerfed that, sadly. Um, Maybe not sadly, but they have nerfed it, and so now the key will only be worth about 800 as a base value. So even if you get the 9 times mutation that you get from Luminescent Oath, um, you will get only 7,200 if you just get the pure mutation by itself. If you get a weight buff, of course, it'll be a little bit more, but it just won't be making as much money as it was before. But that's where now Sunstone Island comes in. So once you're here at Sunstone Island, you can pretty much fish anywhere near this place. I would just suggest being right here on the little dock where the merchant and everything is at. And you just fish off of the side here. And once you're fishing off of the side here, you can catch 2 exotics here. The Tortuga and the Speed Core. Right here I have the Speed Core, as I can tell by the progress speed debuff. There it is right there. I got a giant mastered Speed Core because I do have resilience on this fishing rod. So it gives me a 10% weight buff. Nothing insane, but definitely helps out. And if we just you just fish here, I mean, again, you have a chance of getting the Speed Core a decent amount, or the Tortuga a decent amount, and those two can net you roughly. If you get the massive mutation, I think you can get a minimum of a 90,000 to 80,000 per catch. But of course, if you don't get the mastered, it's not the end of the world. It'll bring down your money making a little bit, but it's, you know, it's just what it is. Like right there, I messed up. Like I said, I'm not very good at the minigame. I kind of just play. But as you can see there, I got the big Tortuga. Getting that mastered would be very helpful for the 9 times mutation. But you would basically just fish here. It's literally the best spot you can at right now, I would assume. I think so. I'm not like other content creators. I haven't tested out other spots on end for hours to see what the exact best spot would be. But I have been looking at some other comments on other videos and other people on the Discord for Fish. And people say this is really good, this Sunstone Island, Castaway Cliffs is always good. And I think some people were recommending Carrot Garden, the one that I had showed you for XP. They also recommend that one for money. So all of those places, you can check them out on your own time. Of course, if you would rather, if you don't want to fish here, you can check those other 2 places to see how you like it. But I would mainly just recommend fishing it right here. The fish is not hard to catch at all. If you have a good rod, you won't be making a lot of money. Of course, you don't have to use just the Luminescent Oath. I would just suggest the Luminescent Oath just because it's fairly easy to get. It just has the level requirement, which is really the only like time-consuming thing, and then the full bestiary. But you can complete that within like an hour to 2 hours of just fishing on the game. But if you want to use a more higher end rod that isn't the Luminescent Oath, you can use the Evil Pitchfork. The passes are really good. I'm not sure what the exact passives are. I could check real quick for you guys on the wiki, just so that you guys are aware of like how the rod works and what exactly it does for you. The only thing about the Evil Pitchfork rod is that you can't just buy it. You need to do a quest line for this one. The quest line isn't hard, but it also isn't just, it isn't like a easy peasy grind. It's a little time consuming, but it's very possible. So the I'll just quickly tell you the requirements that you need for to be able to get this rod. You will need to unlock the Crimson Cavern, and in order to unlock the Crimson Cavern, you will need to use. Let's go here. So, okay, so back on Luminescent Cavern, So if you go to Luminescent Cavern, you'll pretty much just go straight the whole way. If you haven't unlocked Crimson Cavern, of course, you will go all the way here. You'll see a red door blocking you from going any farther than I can. But you come talk to this little guy right here, the Crimson Guard. You'll talk to him, and then for me, I already completed this, so he tells me this, but he will tell you something along the line of, I think he tells you something that you can't pass through there. If you show him a crimson colossal dragon, he will give you access to go into that area. So, of course, when you catch the colossal dragon that you need for the full bestiary here, this colossal dragon that you catch here, I would suggest waiting for a mutation surge, or if you have a mutation totem, grabbing the mutation totem, popping it, and going to the appraisal until you can get the crimson mutation on him. It could take a while. It can take a couple of totems. It could take a couple mutations, or you can get it done fairly quickly if you're lucky. But you pretty much just sit here and spam the appraising until you can get the crimson mutation, and then you'll take it back to the little guy. You give him the fish. He'll accept the fish. He'll take it from your inventory, I assume. I think, if I remember correctly. And then he'll give you access to the Crimson Cavern. And once you make it to the Crimson Cavern, I'll just quickly show you guys again, just so you guys are aware. Let's head this way. So now that you guys are here, once you have unlocked it, you'll have unlocked the door. You'll just swim down and go straight through here. You kind of go through this little tunnel, and once you reach the end of the bottom of this, there it is. Once you get here, you pop up, and you'll pretty much just keep going straight, and then you'll find this guy right here. This guy's sitting at the very top of the little throne. You will talk to this guy right here, and he will give you the quest line to unlock the evil pitchfork rod. The quest line consists of completing 4 other quests, which is a little annoying, but they're not very hard. So you can talk to this guy. He will ask you for to collect some crystals that you can find around. I'm not gonna go through that just because I'm not very good at explaining stuff like this. I would suggest you guys maybe watch another video explaining how to do this quest line. But you will pretty much just have to go around collecting crystals around either the Crimson Cavern and the Luminescent Cavern until you get 8 of them. Then you come talk to him, and he will give you a piece of the. He will give you a fragment. As you can see, you need to collect all of these fragments, and then so he will give you one of the fragments. And then you come over here to this person over here. You talk to this person. He will ask you to, or she, I don't know what that is. They will ask you to go pick up some plants. I think you need about 6 or 8 of them. But you would just go around collecting these plants, and you click on them, you collect them, and then once you collect them as much as you need, you come back, you talk to them, and they will give you another piece of the fragment. And then if we head back to, I think the rest of them are in the Luminescent Cavern, the rest of the fragments that you need. Once you're back over here, you can come over here and talk to, where is he? Who's still around here? Oh, there it is. You come over here and talk to Vimple. This person, I don't remember exactly what he gives you, but one of the quest lines requires you to get the Atlantean barbed shark. And the Atlantean, where is it? You're gonna find these ones in the deep, definitely deep, I think. Yes, here it is. So once you're in the Desolate Deep, you will find these two right here. You will need to get a Atlantean Emperor jellyfish and an Atlantean barbed shark. Once you get the Atlantean mutation on these, which in order to get the Atlantean mutation, you will need a trident rod. If you don't have the trident rod, I suggest searching up a video on it. It's a different grind in itself. It's not very hard, but it can be a little annoying and a little time consuming. But once you have the trident rod, you can go fish for those in the what was it called again? I already forgot. The Desolate Deep, and you can get these two in the Atlantean. Then you bring it back to either this person or the other person that I'm about to show you, and he will give you a fragment for the fish that you gave them. Oh, so it is Vimple. For this guy, you need to bring him a blue colossal dragon. The blue colossal dragon, of course, it's the same. Oh wait, no. I think this one requires you the crimson colossal dragon. In order to get the crimson colossal dragon, you will need to go to Crimson Cavern. Once you get to Crimson Cavern, let me show you real quick. Let's just swim along here. Now once you reach back into your Crimson Cavern here, you will, of course, I would suggest just turning on your fish radar just so you can see if it spawns in. But as soon as you get up from the water, you kind of just go straight, and over here to your left side, so you see the throne guy over there, the little guy where you get the quest from. You come to the side where these two mushrooms are pretty much just hanging, and in this area you will get this is another fish like the blue colossal dragon, where you need to wait for it to spawn in as an event. Once it spawns in, you will be able to catch it here. Once you catch it, you'll take it back to the person that asked you for the crimson dragon, and once you get it to him, he will give you another piece of the fragment. And once you have all the fragments unlocked, I'm pretty sure there's only 4 fragments that you need to collect. You will, yes, oh no, there is one more fragment you need to collect, but for this one you will need another person, so that's the only thing that sucks about it. But you can always just search up on the Discord, if you have the Fish Discord on you. You can always just ask for someone to be able to help you to get the levers that you need to pull. I'll quickly show you where they are. If we're going over here, like if you're gonna go to catch the Crimson Dragon, you go across the water, you'll find this little spot going upwards. You kind of just go up here, and then you'll find this little lever. You will pull this lever, and of course, I'll show you where the second one is. The other person will be standing at the other lever over here, and then you guys will just, either count down. You don't really need to count down, as long as both of y'all pull the lever within about 2 to 3 seconds of each other. It should still activate what it needs to activate. But once you get up here, once you're up here from the Crimson Cavern and you're back in the Luminescent Cavern, where this little mushroom guy is, you'll just go to your left side. This is this little house. You go up here, and once you reach the back here where this mushroom is at, the lever's just kind of hidden back here. Once you and your friend or whoever's helping you, you both pull that lever, you will get a message that says a strange rumbling, or you hear a strange rumbling. And that's when you will come back over here to the entrance of the Luminescent Cavern, so where your little mirror is and this innkeeper is at. You'll get over here, you'll quickly, you can jump up here, and you can go through this little crack. And once you have unlocked Crimson Cavern, of course you know how to get your way through this place. But you will quickly just swim through here until you can get back to the very entrance. So once you're here at the entrance area, you go through the little crack, you swim back down, and once you are here, once you're back here, this is where you already have the Luminescent Cavern unlocked. This is where your entrance is at. If you go over here, and you'll kind of see a wall that's kind of like more grayish than the other ones. This green crate will be right next to it. right here. Once that strange rumbling message appears, you come over here within a certain amount of time, and it'll kind of push this like wall backwards, and you will be able to get the fragment the last fragment that you need. And then once you get that fragment, I'm just gonna quickly use a conch to get back. Once you get that fragment, you will be able to talk to the guy that gave you the quest. And then once you have all the fragments unlocked, you give him all the fragments, and he will give you the evil sigil, which is what you will need to craft the evil pitchfork. Now the evil pitchfork, again, it needs to be crafted, so you need to unlock the ancient archives, and I suggest you watch a different video for that because it's not hard, but it's time consuming to try to get it unlocked. Plus you will need 3 other people to help you on it to unlock that one, so it can be a little annoying trying to get the people to help you. But you can always go on the Discord for Fisch, and that's how I got mine unlocked. You go in the Discord, people are usually always asking to help them unlock the ancient archives. They usually don't ask you to like collect any of the stuff you need for it. They would just ask you to join them and to be able to step on the little pressure plate that they need for the ability to unlock it. And once you and the other people step on the pressure plates, they all give you the ability to use the ancient archives now. So basically you craft it there. It will cost you 2.5 million, but you can craft that rod once you complete that quest, and it's a very great rod. It has a huge size boost mutation. So it gives you a 25% chance for a 100 to 200% weight buff, and the chance of Siren Spite mutation, which is a 5 times, or a 20% chance for the evil mutation, which is a 6.5 times mutation. You have a 25% chance per fish movement to stab them for 6 progress. So as you're reeling in the fish, you will have the ability to get a stab, and that will kind of just boost up your progress a little bit more. And then you can, and it gives you an extra 25% progress speed. And then the other really great passive about this is that it gives you a 50% chance to gain 500% of the fish's value. So if we quickly, the best way to show this, just head straight back to, this is a mine, I think. Is this mine? Okay, let me just spawn my bow back real quick. But I'll just quickly show you back at the Sunstone Island, just so you can kind of see a little bit easier, especially if I can get like a mythical or something like that, or a exotic. You'll kind of see what I mean. So the passive is that you have a 50% chance to gain 500% of the fish's base value once you catch the fish. So let's go here. Let's fish. Okay, here you go. So we'll just quickly catch this fish. So there, I got only 10 coins. That means the passive didn't activate. So we didn't get any extra money. We'll see if we can get it to activate here. There you go. If you look at my money right now, I got 7,510 coins for that catch, instead of the 10 that I should have originally gotten, just as you get normally. So you get a 500% times of the base value. So if you can get like an exotic fish, you can get roughly to 40,000 to 50,000 per catch. The only downside to this passive is that you have a 30% chance to lose the same amount of money. So it isn't as likely as for you to gain the money, but you still have a chance to lose 500% of the value, which can be a little, a little different to some people. They're like, maybe I don't want to risk just losing money, especially if you can get unlucky in a row. You start losing some money. But due to the huge weight buff and the very good mutations that it does have, it's a very great rod to use. If you put Sea Overlord and Sea Prince on this rod, or Sea King if you don't have Exalted Relics, you can get a huge buff on the size boost, and these fish can really be worth a lot of money if you use the evil pitchfork rod. Again, it's just a little bit more time consuming to grab this rod than the Luminescent Oath. But once you do unlock this Evil Pitchfork rod, I would suggest using it until you can unlock the Ruinous Oath rod. The Ruinous Oath rod will be another harder thing to unlock. You pretty much need go to the Crimson Cavern in order to unlock the Ruinous Oath rod. You need to be level 750, and you need to get every single fish. You don't need to catch them. You just need to get the fish and then go take them to the appraiser, and then appraise them until you can get the shiny mutation and the sparkling mutation. I would suggest going for the shiny mutation, of course. When there's a shining mutation weather effect, so you can get an extra boost to get shiny. And when the Night of the Luminous weather event is happening, I would you go back there to get the sparkling mutation. So once you unlock the sparkling and shiny mutation for every fish here in the bestiary, you will unlock the ability to buy the Ruinous Oath rod, which will be the rod that I suggest everybody uses for the most part. A lot of the better rods in the game are super expensive. There's Nate's rod, which is 200 million, and you can only get it from the black market, which happens on the weekends. And then there's the Fabulous rod, which is very good, but it's a super long grind. I don't think I'd ever do the grind for it. I don't think I'm that dedicated to grabbing every single rod in the game. Of course, if I ever think that maybe I want to start focus on just pure content creation and making fish videos, then maybe I will start working towards that Fabulous rod. But at the moment, I just don't see myself spending hours and hours on end to get that grind going. So that's why I would suggest your Ruinous Oath rod for your end game rod at this point in the game. It's a very great rod. It has very high luck stat, 500%, has very high lure speed, has really good resilience at 25 kilograms, and has infinite kg. The control is lower, but you can always add, like for me, add resilient just for the resilience to make it a little bit better, easier to catch. But if you're good at the minigame, not like me, I would suggest putting Sea Overlord or Sea King and Sea Prince on this to make the most amount of money possible. And I would just suggest fishing here during either a Aurora Totem, and if you don't have Aurora Totems, of course, you can always just fish here normally. You won't make as much money, of course, because of the luck boost, but you can still make good money. I would suggest just going on public servers. People are always running Auroras at this point. They're very cheap now, only 500k per totem, and I mean they're easy to. You can just buy them as many as you need, so it's very easy to get them. It's very helpful, and you can just keep fishing here until you feel satisfied with the amount of money you're making. You make your money. You make your money pretty easily. Within about one Aurora, I think I can make about 1 million to roughly, at the very minimum, I think you can make about 700,000 per Aurora. That's if you get the very bare minimum of like exotic fishes and you're not getting the perfect catches on the Ruinous or the Luminescent Oath rod, and you're not getting either the mutations or the size buffs on the Evil Pitchfork rod. You know, if you're not getting all of that, your money will not be as high, but you can still make good money. But of course, if you are using the Ruinous Oath rod, working on getting those perfect catches, and just if you're not getting the most exotics, it's okay. You know, you will still be making, again, roughly about 700 to a million off of that. And if you're getting more on the higher end of exotics and getting a lot more of the size buffs and a lot better at the mini games, getting mastered every single time, you can make about 1.5 million per Aurora Totem, I believe. So it's very, very good. If you think about it, if one mastered speed core, which is the one you want to mainly try to catch here, because it is very easy to catch it. It has very low resilience, so it won't fight back as much. and it doesn't give you like a debuff on the progress speed. Very easy to catch, so you can hopefully catch that one. And I think earlier in the video I did catch a big mastered speed core. I'll kind of just show you how much that could be worth. Where are you? Let's see. Okay, a giant mastered speed core. Of course, you won't always get a giant mastered speed core. I was just very lucky to get one right now. Of course, if you have the Sea Overlord and the Sea Prince buff, your chances of getting a giant most of the time are going to be a lot higher. You will definitely get big. You will definitely get a big, as you can see, big as a size buff. But giant, of course, if you have the buffs, you will get it a lot more often. And if we just take this to the appraiser real quick, you will see just how much these is worth. This right here almost worth 200,000 coins just off of one. If we look at your normal, if you don't get a size buff or anything, you just get the perfect catch, you will be looking at about almost 100,000 per each speed core. And if you get a big, of course, which you will get most of the time if you have the Sea Overlord and Sea Prince. If you have the Sea Overlord and Sea Prince, you will usually get the big size mutation, and that goes for 102,000. So as you can see, and then of course this one, it's not very likely you'll get sparkling, but you do get the chance of getting sparkling here and there. As you can see, sparkling, if I have a giant sparkling one, you can make roughly 260,000 or 250,000, somewhere on there. But of course I didn't get giant, I got big on this one. But as you can see, it's almost 200,000 for a sparkling. So I'm telling you, it's very very good place to make money right now. And if you don't get the speed core, don't worry. If you're getting more of the Tortuga, I will show you if I can find it. If you're not getting as much of the let's see, where are we? Tortuga. Oh, here it is. I don't even know if I'm saying the name of this fish right, actually. let me double check before I look like dumb by not saying this name correctly. Tortuga, I guess that's how you say it. But as you can see here, I have a big one. And as you can see, even if you're not getting the speed core and you're getting this guy a little bit more often, you can still make a lot of money, almost 150,000 for a big one. And if you get the regular one with no mutation on it, you can get, I would see, let's see, how much do you get for this guy? 14,000, but of course that's because I have no mutation on it. But as you can see here, if you have the master mutation on just a regular one, no size buff, no nothing, you can make, there it is, 120,000 or 100,000 per each one of those. So I'm saying very great for making money at the moment right now. If you really need to make money and you're really looking a place to where you can just grind out money to hopefully start preparing for the next update, or just so you can have money for future updates, maybe not this next update, maybe 2 updates from now or something, or for when the black market comes back in, so you can buy stuff that is on the black market. I would suggest fishing at Sunstone Line just for how good it is at making money right now. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I know it's just not the greatest video ever. It's kind of around the place. It's not all in one spot. But as you can see, I just wanted to be able to help some of you guys out on how to make money at the moment, and just an easy way for you guys to be able to start grinding out money. and kind of just show you different rods you can use and the best way to go about it. And I hope this was able to help out you guys. I know this might not get a lot of views, but whoever does watch this video, I hope that it did help you. And if you guys would like to see more content, you know, shoot a comment if you want me to try to cover something that you want some help with, maybe how to unlock the Crimson Cavern, or just how to get the full bestiary the best way possible on Luminescent and Crimson Cavern, and stuff like that, of course, or anything else, or how to unlock the evil pitchfork, or even just how to get the where is it? Or how to get these two rods right here, which you will unlock in that cultist layer that we saw at the beginning of the video. These two rods you can unlock in that area. If you guys want me to show you how to get these rods too, they're very good rods. Not as good as the, well, this one is not as good as the ones that I showed you, but it's nice. This one, on the other hand, is a very good rod. I just think the Ruinous Oath is doing better at the moment, just because of the 100% mutation buff for getting that 9 times mutation. But again, if you would like for me to do more content and be able to show you guys more stuff about this game, let me know. I have no issue trying to help out some more people. I just want to be able to try to help out people as much as I can, because I know content creators have made Fisch so easy to, you know, get around, just with how easily just how well they are at making their videos and helping and getting their information. So it's very, very helpful. So if you guys would like to see more stuff to help you guys out, please let me know, and comment what you would like me to what you'd like me to cover. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, great rest of your morning, depending on when you're watching this. And hopefully the grind goes well for you guys. Hopefully you guys make a lot of money and, you know, really start having more fun with this game, hopefully. If you're not already having fun with this game, I hope this helps you out a bit more, so you have a little bit more freedom when it comes to spending money. But yeah, guys, you guys take care, and yeah, have a good day.